I'm Jonathan, and we are in studio today. So we are here to talk about my 5 biggest slobber knocker catfish of 2023. With that said, that means today is the first day of 2024. So I want to wish you and your family a happy New Year's. May your goals, your dreams all get accomplished this year, and also be safe. So let's kind of get into the video of this. A little bit about me. I grew up in Alabama. My late teens, early 20s, I went to Florida on spring break, and I just never left. I was lucky enough to have some family. I come back 30 years later, wife, kid, dogs, cats, and I come back to a more relaxing lifestyle. So Orlando, where I live, is 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Not complaining, it was very fun. I mean, anything and everything is down there for you to do. I mean, if you want to go fishing, you have deep sea fishing on either side of the coast. You have theme parks, you have restaurants, whatever you can imagine, it is down in Florida. The only thing, if I had to say something negative about living in Florida, it is crowded, and again, it is 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Moving back here to Alabama is more relaxed. 2.5 years ago, I decided to get a boat, start getting more into fishing. I enjoy catfishing because it's, I'm probably going to offend some people when I say this, but it's the lazy man of catfishing, because once you get your rods out, you're just chilled back, relaxing, waiting for a pole to bend. The boat I decided to buy was a fixer-upper boat. The reason why I didn't go out and spend $25,000, $60,000 on a boat is because I know people that have had a boat for like 2 to 3 years and maybe only used it like 4 times since they've owned it. To me, the math just doesn't add up. And when I started wanting to fish, I just didn't know if I was going to stick with it. So I decided just to get me a little fixer-upper. I'm lucky, I'm mechanically inclined. So I just figured I'd fix the boat up one weekend at a time. And the funny thing about this boat is I lost the prop twice. Tennessee River ate 2 props of my boat before I had to re-engineer the prop not to fall off. Another thing about the boat is, I guess if people don't know how to wire something, is they add another wire. I can't tell you how much wire I pulled out of this boat and hooked everything up like it should be. Everything works on the boat like it should except the speedometer. And I know other people that have boats and their speedometer doesn't work. Even the boat mechanics that I use time to time said they don't work. So I put a little bit of time in it, but I'm not, investing any more time on it. If I really need to know how fast I'm going on the river, my fish finder has that capability to tell me what speed I'm going. So enough about me. Let's get into these videos. Just so you know, I'm going to shrink myself down to a little Oompa Loompa guy, and I'm going to kind of watch the video. So you know, I've cut out about 75–80% of the fat on these videos. I'm not here to re-watch it entirety with you. We're just going to speed through these things. A lot of it has been cut out. We're just hitting the highlight of these big fish because that's what these top 5 are. It's not anything else, the video quality, the beauty of the scenery, or anything like that. It is just the appreciation of these big slobber knocker catfish that are probably anywhere from 10 to 20 years old, that have probably lived an amazing life trying to survive in the Tennessee River. So without further ado, let's get into these videos. Ghost Town Ghost, or Monster Catfish. This fishing charter was done September 16th of 2023. As you can see, we're in the middle of the Tennessee River. I'm going to let the video kind of give the history of it. But as you can see, it's a couple of submerged bridges. So let the video kind of explain the history.
Hey, it's Jonathan. We are heading to Baines Ridge Community. Unfortunately, it's now a ghost town. The reason for that is when Dam was built, the area was flooded. But it does have a couple of structures. It also has a highway called Filer Highway, which has a couple of bridges. So we're going to start out in the submerged community, a main bridge, get one of those structures, and then we're going to crawl over to one of the submerged bridges. Hopefully we catch monsters and not any ghosts. Let's get our fish on.
I probably could not drive and try to video at the same time. You know, fishing structure, submerged structures and stuff, the nice thing about it is there's big catfish down there, but my line gets hooked up a lot when I fish this area. It's very frustrating.
Like we got a monster!
And I've probably caught a couple of monsters down there. Look at this big guy. Holy mackerel. I went from catching little bitty catfish like this 2 years ago, and now look what I'm lifting on my shoulder. Look at, I almost got popped in the face. Look at this grandfather of a catfish. I mean, he's lived an incredible life. Got battle wounds, been buried in the mud. I mean, what just an incredible species. Now the bloody lip is probably my fault using the lip grabber. My wife says at times I'm not the most sensitive person. And as you can see, I'm sitting there trying to rip his jaw open.
Look at that mouth.
I could be a little bit more sensitive.
Let's see how much about.
And you know the thing's heavy because look at the shape.
Right at the tip of the
And then he starts trying to clomp down on the lip grabber. Flying by the catfish, yuck. So you can see that I cropped my arm out because when I'm actually holding up the catfish, I don't have all that slime. It was in November 19th, so it's starting to get a little chilly on the Tennessee River. So as you can see, I'm wearing long sleeve shirts. We're in the middle of the Tennessee River. You know, I just kind of drive and just watch my fish finder. And if I see a couple of big arches, that's where I stop. Now, I think in 2024, I'm going to do a little bit better and get more knowledgeable on Navionics because I don't know the difference between the white and the blue, you know, unless the blue is representing some kind of creek flow. I really thought this was a good idea, putting the camera right in front of the fish finder. And as you can see it, you can see that the pole is going down. I've got the reflection coming off the fish finder, which I thought is neat. So I get a good chance of that fish live when I actually am able to pull it up. So here I am speeding up the video, and you know, putting all these cameras together, you know, they're not all running and it's just easy. I have to turn them all on, and I've lost fish for that particular reason. And you know, you're going to see later tangled messes because it takes me a little while to get these cameras turned on. But I do like the cameras. This is another good spot. The rod camera is not so good here because you don't get to see the pole.
That's what we like to see.
But now we got the fish in the lower corner. And let's pull this big guy out. And again, I like the necklace camera too, because you get a little bit more action of me, of what I go through to try to get these monsters on the boat.
All right, we got this guy. We got him.
Man, I catch these guys and I'm just so proud.
You weren't going nowhere.
I mean, you don't know what last year was to this year as far as catching. I mean, a light turned on for me and I just started nailing these guys. Now you can see the red camera. It's actually got, you know, facial coverage, and then my necklace camera actually got me, you know, good coverage on the catfish as I work on getting that hook out.
Just under 40. 39. I mean, 39, 38.
That is a nice catfish. Really is. Now here's where I get slime. And you know, it's not so bad in the summertime because you can wash off all that slime on your arm. But when you're wearing a long sleeve shirt, you're not getting that slime off. And that slime is now wet and you get cold. I mean, that arm gets cold.
I can see this one a little better.
He's a happy catfish. Look at him. He's smiling. He wants to go home with me. I guarantee if this catfish went home with me, he'd have a good life.
Very, very nice.
As long as he didn't make it in my freezer. That's probably not the life he's looking for. But let's move on to number 3. 3 game changers in my catfishing. So this fishing charter happened in September 23 of 2023. And this is where, you know, I've learned the 3 tools that have made me successful in catching these big slobber knocker catfish. So as you can see, we're fishing the main body river of the Tennessee River, roughly 70 feet deep. And we'll get a closer look now. This is actually the close-up of where I caught this big fish at. And again, you know, I just use my fish finder to find certain locations. But these 3 right here is why I'm so successful at catching the big catfish. Knowing my fish finder, knowing Navionics, and can't stress enough, fresh bait. I mean, if you can catch your bait in that morning and use it later that morning, I mean, I think that's where you're going to get these big slobber knocker catfish.
We got one. We got one.
Here we go. And boy, I miss this. I mean, I love summer life. Look at me. T-shirt, swim shorts.
Look at that pole bend.
I can tolerate the heat. Here I am, basically pulling up a dead log off the bottom. Didn't put up too much of a fight.
I want him to get a little tired. I don't want him to
That
do
right there,
anything stupid.
let him get tired. Patience is the key. Don't get in a rush. I can tell you, I've lost some big catfish by just rushing through and trying to get it into the boat, and either the steel braid broke, my line broke, just something happened where I wasn't able to bring these guys into the boat. Man, look how proud I am.
Look at that.
I'm just happy, jiggly, and excited, ecstatic. And you know they're big. I mean, if you got to throw them over your shoulder, look at that.
Look at this guy.
You see my makeshift body camera? That was, you know, one of the first times I'm using fishing string and some steel latches. And I got duct tape actually behind the camera, holding it up against my shirt. Look at me strain. I didn't think 40 pounds was that heavy, but the camera don't lie. I
The
mean,
scale only reached to 40.
here I am shaking.
Right at 40 pounds.
I mean, if I had to say, I think that thing's 60 or 70 pounds. But the camera don't lie and the scale don't lie.
Right at 40 pounds.
That is a nice
Go back in the boat.
fish. So, when you come into the state of Alabama driving into it, it's got Alabama the Beautiful. And man, I can't stress that enough. You know, these early morning with the sunrise.
Strip down that fish, and then I cut it up in nuggets.
And again, I go over fresh bait. Fresh bait is the key to catch these big slobber knockers.
The oil,
Catfish.
everything to draw.
So, what a gorgeous day that was. Absolutely gorgeous. Huge catfish, huge tangled mess. October 7th of 2023. Look at that mess. This was a brutal day. I mean, you can see the waves, the boat was being rocked around. When I'm trying to set up all my cameras, I'm out in the middle of the river again, the main body, and I'm fishing over there by Bainbridge, which you're going to see here shortly. You know, I love it and I hate it, you know. Yes, you get big catfish with all this submerged structure, but man, you get hung up too. Can't tell you how frustrating that is to get hung up and you got to cut your line. Now, this is one of the things that you know, you go home and you realize something that you didn't really see.
Look at this guy.
At the time of making the video.
Guy. He is huge on my fish finder, and that is the fish that I am reeling up right now. Let's get back on that boat.
Now where I screwed up,
we got us a good one,
is I had that camera zoomed in. Look at this rod go down. Look at it. Holy crap. Oh, he's just peeling stuff off. And again, the reason for a lot of my tangles is just trying to get all these cameras turned on.
Let's see what we got.
But I had that camera zoomed in, and of course when I put the camera back in the boat, I didn't unzoom it. So I don't have the best footage of the catfish.
Oh my goodness.
Because I didn't go to the front of the boat. I'm trying to get myself in a habit where I do both cameras, just in case I screw something up with one of the cameras. I have the other camera as backup footage. Look at the rod go down as I pull it up. The back of the rod. Back of the boat rod. I mean, every one of those lines are tangled. I lost probably over an hour trying to get all those things untangled. And again, you know these fish are heavy because, look, I'm shaking. I'm shaking trying to hold this guy up. Just incredible.
Like 41 pounds?
Creatures.
Whew. 41 pounds. Oh.
It'd be kind of neat if there was a way to put a camera on them with a light and you could see how these guys actually live down there.
Ouch.
So again, like I said, that the reason the footage is not good is because I had it zoomed into the fish finder. But isn't that a nice belly?
Now I gotta untangle my
And I'm not
mess.
talking about the fish belly.
All right, let's keep fishing.
Oh,
Look at that.
that was the worst tangle I have dealt with in 2023. Just absolutely terrible. All right, this is the guy that started it all. July 16th, 2023, I caught my personal best catfish. I can't tell you how proud, ecstatic I was to catch this guy. I've been trying for so long to catch a big catfish, which the year before I caught a 20-pounder. I actually came out of the channel just trolling, and roughly where that circle is where I caught that fish at. Caught him on frozen skipjack, maybe 5 feet off the bottom. So look at that guy. I mean, he's just absolutely huge.
Oh my God! That's quite big. Impressive.
Now, I wasn't planning on filming fishing trips, so that's why you don't see the live footage. But when I caught this guy is when I said I was going to start making videos, so then I start doing the stuff after I caught the guy. So this first video is full of flares and gimmicks and stuff like that because I didn't really know how to make it. So I watch other fishing videos And I don't see a lot of flares or a lot of little gimmicks in their videos, so that's why I kind of tone back a lot of not having, you know, some little gimmicks with my fishing videos. Now this guy didn't make it. He was eaten. People say you don't eat big fish. Some people do say you eat big fish. I tried it personally. It has too much fat for me. So anything over 20-25 pounds I probably don't eat. But that was my personal best, and just so thankful and blessed to have these opportunities to catch these big slobber knocker catfish. And my goals and dreams for 2024 is to hit 60 or higher. So there's just so much for me to learn and grow from. And, you know, I hope I get more subscribers. I hope I get more views. And I hope y'all enjoy it. I mean, that's the bottom end of making these videos, is somebody that doesn't get the opportunity to come out there and fish for these big catfish can live through me and live through my learning experience on how to catch these big catfish, these big slobber knocker catfish. So thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, consider subscribing. So I have some bonus footage for you. If you know anything about my videos, I love to fly drones. I love that aerial shot of my boat in the water, the river in the background, and even the landscape in the background. So this particular video to me is my personal favorite of 2023 for the simple reason is it's fall time, the leaves are changing, you have the reds, you have the yellows, you have the greens. It's just an amazing shot, you know, from the sky. And it ends where you can see the Wilson Dam. So I hope you enjoy my videos. Thanks again for watching, and let's keep fishing.